Welcome back, adventurers. Today we're diving into one of the most classic elements of Dungeons & Dragons, exploration. So grab your maps, light your torches, and keep your eyes peeled for traps because we're heading into the unknown.
That's right, in D&D it's not just about fighting monsters or making friends with NPCs. Sometimes the thrill of adventure is all about exploring strange, dangerous places where anything could be around the corner. Whether you're wandering through a dark dungeon, hiking across treacherous mountains, or sneaking through a haunted forest, exploration is a core part of the game.
But what is exploration exactly? It's that sense of mystery and danger you feel when you enter a new, uncharted location. You could be uncovering ancient ruins, looking for hidden treasures, or trying to avoid traps set by the villain. Basically, it's any time your characters are interacting with the environment in a way that keeps you on your toes.
And when you're exploring, it's not just about what you see, it's about how you see. That's where things like vision and light come into play. The D&D world is filled with varying light levels, from the brightest torchlit chambers to the darkest, most dank, sinister dungeons. Depending on how well you can see, you might miss a hidden trap or stumble onto an ambush.
Let's break it down. In D&D, areas can be brightly lit, dimly lit, or in complete darkness. Bright light is your friend. You can see everything clearly. Torches, lanterns, and magical light sources can provide this. But once you step into dim light, things get trickier. You're looking at lightly obscured areas, meaning you've got disadvantage on sight-based checks, like noticing that sneaky goblin about to drop a rock on your head.
And then there's darkness. This is where it gets real dangerous. No light at all means a heavily obscured area. If you can't see in the dark, it's like you're completely blinded. No idea where enemies are, what traps lie ahead, or where that weird scratching sound is coming from. Good thing some adventurers have Darkvision or other special senses, right?
Exactly. Some creatures and even some adventurers come equipped with Darkvision, Blindsight, Tremor Sense, and even True Sight, giving them the edge when exploring in places where regular vision won't cut it. Imagine sneaking through a pitch-black cave while your dwarf buddy casually points out every trap because he's got Darkvision and Tremor Sense. That's the power of special senses.
But exploration isn't just about seeing things, it's about finding things too. There are hidden doors, traps, and treasures all around you, and that's where your skills come in. Your perception and investigation checks can make the difference between walking safely down a hallway or falling into a pit of spikes.
Ah! Yikes. Yeah, and it's always good to keep those checks in mind. And let's not forget about the importance of adventuring equipment, whether it's a rope to climb out of a ravine or that spike pit, and a set of thieves' tool to open a locked chest, or even a quarterstaff to poke at suspicious buttons 10 feet away.
And don't underestimate the power of caltrops or ball bearings. Sure, they're not glamorous, but tossing those bad boys on the ground can slow down a group of charging enemies or give you a quick getaway if things go south.
Now, while you're out exploring, you also have to think about travel pace. Are you going to move at a fast pace, you and your party, to cover more ground, even though it makes it harder to spot danger? Or do you take it slow, giving you a better chance of noticing traps and hidden enemies? It's a balance between speed and safety.
Don't forget about marching order. Who's in the front? Who's in the back? Who's keeping an eye on the rear for any sneaky enemies? Marching order is crucial when you're exploring dungeons or dangerous locations. It helps the DM figure out who gets hit by the first trap or who gets to make the first move when the mysterious chest opens.
And speaking of dangers, let's not forget about hazards. Dungeons are filled with dangers beyond just monsters. Think falling rocks, suffocation, even dehydration in the middle of the desert. Maybe you're scaling a cliff and you lose your grip. A quick dexterity saving throw might save you, or maybe a strength check will keep you from plummeting into the abyss below.
Or you could encounter hazards like hunger when you're on a long journey. Not exactly glamorous again, but hey, if you forgot to pack rations, that enchanted loaf of bread starts to sound pretty valuable, right?
And let's not forget about vehicles. Sure, you can walk everywhere, but why not ride in style? Whether it's a horse-drawn carriage, magical carpet, or a ship sailing across a stormy sea, vehicles can make distance travel much more interesting and fun. Plus, imagine riding to battle on a warhorse, or sailing into a storm on a mystical galleon.
Or better yet, hitching a ride on a giant eagle, fast travel, and a scenic view. Sign me up.
Me too. All right, enough of the technical stuff. Let's jump into an example of exploration in action. We're going to show you what happens when our brave adventurer finds himself in a dark, mysterious cave. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
You venture deep into the Caverns of Grimshade, a place long forgotten by most, save for whispers in taverns and the occasional old bard's tale. The air is thick with dust, and the only light comes from the glowing moss on the walls, casting an eerie green glow across the cave. You can hear distant drip, drip drip of water echoing throughout the tunnels. What do you do?
First things first, I light my torch. I'm not going to rely on spooky moss to light my way.
Spooky moss. Good call. The cave is now illuminated in bright light within the radius of your torch. You can see jagged stone walls, narrow pathways, and what looks like a set of runes carved into the ground ahead of you. The runes are faintly glowing, pulsing with a dull red light. What's your next move, adventurer?
Runes? I kneel down to get a closer look, but I don't want to touch them. Can I make an Arcana check to see if I recognize the magic?
Absolutely. Roll an intelligence Arcana check, adventurer.
Oh, it's a 15 plus my Arcana bonus of 3. That's an 18.
Okay, well, that's a nice roll. You recognize the runes. They're kind of a warding spell. These bad boys are meant to keep something sealed beneath the stone. Disturbing them might release whatever's trapped inside, or worse, trigger a magical trap. You get the feeling that poking at them with your staff might not end well.
Yeah, definitely not touching those. I take a step back, and I keep moving, staying far away from the runes.
Maybe it's a smart move, because as you move deeper into the cavern, the path splits into 2 tunnels. One to the left, where you hear a faint sound of rushing water, and to the right, where the air feels strangely cold. Which way do you go?
Let's head towards the water. A little hydration never hurt anyone, right?
All right. You take the left tunnel then, moving at a steady pace. The sound of rushing water grows louder, and soon you come to an underground river. The current is strong, but there's a rickety wooden bridge leading to the other side. The wood looks a little old and brittle, but it might hold your weight. If you're lucky, what do you do?
Oh boy, I don't touch that. Oh boy, I don't trust that bridge. I want to check for any weak spots before I cross. Can I make a perception check?
Go for it.
That's a 7.
You glance at the bridge, but in the dim light, you can't tell if it's sturdy or just ready to collapse. It creaks ominously in the breeze. You can risk it. You can try another way.
You know what? I'll risk it. I carefully step onto the bridge, testing each plank as I go.
You make it about halfway across, and suddenly, the plank snaps into your foot. Make a dexterity saving throw to avoid falling to the river below.
Oh, that's an 18 plus my dexterity bonus. That's a 21.
Okay, with quick reflexes, you leap forward, grabbing onto the next plank before you fall. The bridge wobbles dangerously, but you manage to keep your balance. You make it across the good bridge. Nicely done.
I wipe the sweat off my brow, take a deep breath. I never doubted it for a second. I mutter myself as I look around for what's next.
And there you have it, exploration in action. You never know what you'll encounter, from ancient ruins to collapsing bridges.
Exactly. Exploring in D&D is all about discovering the unknown, making smart decisions, and sometimes relying on a good saving throw to keep you out of trouble.
Trouble.
Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to smite that like button, ring that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. We love engaging with all of you in the comment section. If you would like to support us, you can also go over to fanrolldice.com and type in the code GG10 at checkout. That's going to give you 10% off your order. They have some incredible dice and other various accoutrements for your D&D adventuring. And we're going to get a little bit of that kickback so that we can continue producing this awesome content for all of you adventurers out there.
And you can support us directly by pressing the join button on our channel homepage. You can become a Green Squire, a Green Lord, a Green Knight. You earn awesome perks and benefits like a little tag by your name and early access to videos such as this one. So we hope this helps you level up your game, and thank you very much for watching. Until the next video.